Hey everybody, welcome. This is a tutorial about MentorMob. For those of you that have never heard of MentorMob, it is a website that allows you to share a playlist of web resources and documents with your students. Think of it as a way to kind of collect all of those websites and documents and videos and images and things that you want to allow students to use or have access to for a research project, and it gives them one nice clean place to store them all. You can also use it to create a self-directed, self-paced lesson, and I'm going to show you what this thing can do. What's really nice about it is that students do not need a log-on to access it, and students also, and you don't need an account if you just want to look at what other people have done, because the nice thing about MentorMob is everything that's created is public, so you can go in and you can find things that other teachers have done and you can use them yourselves, and you don't need any kind of login in order to do that. What you're looking at here is the MentorMob webpage. MentorMob EDU is the one used by universities and corporate professional development groups and schools to create content for use. If you Google MentorMob and you click on the first link, it's going to send you to the MentorMob Recreation one, which is used by like artists and musicians and other group people to like create their own kind of lessons and portfolios. So you want to go to this one, and the web address for that is mentormob.com/splash. And when you click on that, it's going to take you here. Let me first show you an example. If you click on Browse Playlists, you can do this without any kind of logon. And you click on that and it's going to take you to this web page, which basically is the library, if you will, of all of the things created by other people. You can see that we have things that were created by teachers for professional development. You have music lessons. You have things created by universities, like Northwestern, for example, sends a MentorMob to all their incoming freshmen to prepare them for orientation, which is kind of cool. But literally, almost every subject is in here. And you can also go up to the top menu and you can search for something in particular. So you'll probably find, considering the hundreds of thousands of things that are on MentorMob, you'll probably find what you're looking for is already created. I want to show you an example. This one's on the solar system, and it's a very rudimentary science one that a science teacher created so that his students doing their solar system project would have access to a lot of these websites without him having to send him a pile of links. What you're seeing is basically, here's the MentorMob bar up here, the control bar, and this is just a web page that he's embedded. To the left, if I move my mouse over here, you will see this playlist. And this is basically him taking all of these websites that he wanted to use and ordering them. And you can scroll up and scroll down to see all of the different pieces. But basically what students do when they get one of these is they basically click on this next button. So they click on that. It takes them to the next web resource. They can look at this website. They hit next. It takes them to the next one. And what you can see here up at the top is you'll see this bar here. Every time I hit next, it diminishes, which shows students how much time they have left or how many more steps they have left until they're done with this research packet or this lesson. You can also go backwards. If they find something on MentorMob they want to share with people in their group, they can hit the share button and they can share it through one of these network service like Pinterest or Facebook, the social networking sites, or they can just copy paste this short link down here into an email and they can hit it. This right here allows you, if you have an account, to edit this. So for example, if you were over here and you found this teacher's one, you're like, wow, this is really great, but this Mars slide 8 is really kind of horrible and I want to take it out. You could hit the edit button and you can remove this person's slide 8 and put in your own. And that's something that you could do, but you need an account to do it. So these are kind of the things you can do, the very basic ideas. You're creating web resources, creating like almost like those college reading packets, but online. Now, let's say you're sold and you want to get started on this. You go up to sign up, and what's really nice about this is you don't have to spend all this time entering all of your personal information. You can choose one of these little simple ones up here. Facebook, if you want to sign in using your Facebook account, if you have one. Persona, which is if you have a Yahoo or a Hotmail or a Earthlink account, because you need to give them some sort of email address. What I'd suggest you do is you click the Google button. You click the Google button and it is going to ask you to link it to one of your Google accounts. Now this is my school one and this is my personal one. So I'm going to click on my school one down here. And it's basically what it will do I've already created my account, so it's going to be a little bit different for you, but if you click that, it's then going to take you to another screen that asks you if it can send you confirmation emails. Click OK. It's not going to send you spam, I promise. And then after you do that, it should take you to a profile page, which is going to look basically like this. This is where it's actually going to take you after you create your account. It's going to auto-populate your account and information. It's going to copy-paste from your Google account your name. It's going to copy-paste the picture if you have it. Now, if you don't like any of this, let's say I really want to be Mr. Fester and not James Fester, I click on Account, and I can edit all my account information. So I can edit my name, I can do a quote, I can upload a new photo. One thing I definitely want to make sure that you know about those, down here it says email notifications. This is to shut off spam. It's going to be auto set to yes when you open your account. So this is what it's going to look like when you open it. All you got to do is move it over to no. You'll see the setting was successfully saved, and you basically just shut off those notification emails that we hate that you're always getting from Pottery Barn about their sales, and you're like, don't really want them. This is basically what that shuts off. So that's account. That's basically how to set up your account information. Once you sign in with Gmail, you never really have to worry about signing in again. And then what you're going to see is you're going to see my saved playlists and my created playlists, which for you should both be zeros. Saved playlists, or if you go to the browse option up here and you find one that you like that you didn't create, you can go ahead and you can mark those, and they'll save like almost like bookmarking a web page. You'll get a list of the ones that you've kind of like liked or saved that you can use later. Now if you create them, they also go down here. And I've already created a couple just to experiment with this so that I could give better directions in this video tutorial. So I'm going to click on this one. And I'm going to basically show you how to create one from scratch. Actually, I'm just going to create one from scratch. So I'm going to hit create, and this dialog box is going to pop up when you hit create. So the title, I'm going to create my title is going to be California, because I'm going to create one about California history so that my students can learn more about California history. Description, what is it about? All about California history. Great. Now you're an academic. So you're going to click on the academic one, and then you can categorize it. This is to help other people that might want to use your information find it easier. So I can hit social studies. You can use multiple categories. Like let's say I'm going to show like some really impressive California art. I'm going to hit the art button as well. Tags. Tags are kind of like keyword searches. So if you know that there are some that already exist, like let's see if there's one for California history. Oh, there is. There's one for California history, and I can hit that. And now this tag, anytime somebody Googles California history or searches for California history up here in the MentorMob search bar, my stuff is going to come up. So that's just a way of making things easier for other people to find. Two more options over here, and then you're set. Who can play this? Who can view this playlist? Is it going to be public or unlisted? You can keep it public if you don't mind other people seeing it. Be aware they might edit it. Unlisted means that only people who you send the link to can see it, so I'm going to keep this one public for now. And then down here, who can edit this playlist? And this is if you don't want people to change your original information. I'm going to set it to private because I don't want people to mess with it when I'm not around. And that's basically how you set up your MentorMob. Then you hit save, add content, and it's going to take you to this screen, which is how you actually add things to your playlist. So just like the one that we saw with the solar system, this is the title. This is the playlist. You can see it's empty right now. No steps. And this in the middle is how I'm going to add things. So you can either add just a whole pile of documents, or if you're interested, you can create them sequentially to create a self-paced lesson. This is a great way if you have kids, like we have our overachievers and we have our underachievers, and we want to make sure that they both have access to things. And this is a great way to create a self-paced curriculum, because what it lets you do is the kids can go through the same material at their own pace. So you don't have to worry about keeping part of the class back to help students that are struggling or need extra time to read. They can take as much time as they want with this because they're all independently hooked into this when you are using machines in your room or when you have them hooked into MentorMob. They can go home and they can continue working on it at night. So you're kind of extending their learning time into outside of the traditional school day. So there's a lot of great benefits to this. I'm going to start off by showing you what you can do. You can basically do four things in MentorMob. You can paste a link, that's like the solar system project. All of those were pasted links from web pages. You can upload a file. That's a document, a picture, or a video, basically. Write an article is it's when you create your own content. You can create directions. You can create a little like note to self. It's basically just letting you kind of interdict your own little couple of sentences or a huge long article. It's like create your own stuff. And then add a pop quiz, which is great to do at the end because it's a good way for students to self-check whether or not they really got what was going on in the lesson. So these are the 4 things you can do. I'm going to show you each one of them. I'm going to start with write an article. When you click this, it brings up this dialog box. And this is basically, you can make this whatever. What I like to do with the articles is create either the directions or in between things, give them additional instructions on what to do with the different resources. So I'm going to make this kind of like the first thing they see. So this is going to be California history. I'm going to say article description. This is kind of where I put my directions. So this could be like, it's going to be worth 20 points. Maybe the due day, due 8/29 or whenever the due date is. And then down here is where you would actually put your instructions. Go through all resources, you know, read all the articles, take quiz, and then at the end I'm going to want them to, when done, read SSR book. Okay, and then I hit save. And what this is going to do is it's going to add it as the first step in my playlist right here at the top. Now, if you want to delete it, you delete it here. If you want to edit it, like let's say I also want to make sure that they remember to be quiet, you know, because you know they're 8th graders, they might not do that unless you remind them. Please be quiet while you read. There you go. I hit save, and it updates it. Eventually, might take a little while to do. Things are moving kind of slow. Okay, so there's the successfully edited step. There he goes. This is the first thing they're going to see because it's number 1 on my playlist. If I want to move it, I can drag it with this when I get multiple there. The changes that I made. Here, you can add a new step below, or if you actually want, like let's say you actually wanted this somewhere else, you can hit up here and add a step above. So I'm going to add here, and this time I'm going to paste a link. So what I'm going to do is you just paste a web link right there. I'm going to find a web link that has to do with California history. Okay, let's see what I got. Let's see. Oh, history of California. Gee, maybe that'll work. I'm going to take this. I'm going to go edit, copy or cut. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to go edit, paste, and I'm going to hit next. And what that is going to do is include that web page as a resource. So what it has here is this is the thumbnail. The image is going to appear here on the list. I can change it if I want. That's a little bit better. Oop, that's even better. This is the title, History of California is fine. And this could be where I give some descriptions. Read this article and record 10 interesting facts. There you go. Record 10 interesting facts. Now I can hit save here and I can move on and just add it to my playlist. But I'm going to do something really quick. I'm going to go to challenge. Challenge is a way to self-check or to force your students to self-check after every single after every one of these steps. So basically, what I'm going to be doing now is inserting a question that they have to answer between the second step, that history article I just added, and my third step, which is going to be like a quiz that I'm going to give them. So it's like it won't prevent them from moving on, but it's a way for them to check if they're really getting it as they move on. So I'm going to add the question here: what year did the gold rush occur? Now I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to add these answers. So this is like kind of doing a multiple choice thing. I can add as many answers as I want. I'm going to go 1849. I'm going to go 2001. I'm going to go 1492. And I'm going to go, there is no such thing as a gold rush. Now, those are the 4 possible answers. I have to select the correct one so that it knows what's going on, and that would be 1849. I'm going to hit save. And what that now has done is it is going to insert that question in between my second and third step, and I'll show you what that looks like when we preview it later. So again, here's my first step where they start. After that, they're going to do this, and then after this step, But before the third one, they're going to have to answer that question I just asked. So I'm going to also hit this. I'm going to add one more. Uploading a file, I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you what it is. You hit upload file, and you have two choices. You have document, which you then hit browse and basically take it off of your computer's hard drive. Anything you create on these MacBooks can be added to MentorMob. It can be a PowerPoint, it can be an Excel document, it can be a picture, a PDF, a doc from Word, anything. If it's a Gmail doc, remember you're actually going to insert that as paste link because that's online. That's in the cloud being stored in your Google Drive. That's actually not something that you download off of your computer. Now let's say you want to, there's a video you have, like a 2-minute video on your computer that you would like them to see. That is fine, but just so you know, when you click video, it's going to automatically ask you to upload that video to a YouTube account. Now you do have a YouTube account. Most of you probably know that it is connected to your lcmschools.org account. So you're going to click on that and it's going to upload it to YouTube and then link to it from there. So see, it says powered by YouTube. You can fill in all of this information, but it is going to put it on YouTube just so you know. So if that's not something you want, then don't add videos or just paste link them, paste link other people's. So that's what you do, document, done. That's how you add and upload a file. Now, so one quick thing about quizzes. When you add a quiz, the grade that they get at the end is only visible to them. It doesn't save anywhere unless you buy the upgraded version, which is MentorMob University. So if you want to see what their score was on the quiz, what you should do is you should have them call you over so you can record it manually, because at the end of the quiz it will tell them their score. Title of the quiz is California History Checkout, because this is what I want them to do before they move on to other things. Directions: take quiz and call Mr. Fester over to record your score. All right? There you go. Add a question. I click here to add a question. It's going to ask me if I want a multiple choice or a true-false question. I'm going to go with true-false. The capital of California is Ulaanbaatar. Did I spell that right? I think I did. I apologize, Mongolia, if I misspelled your capital. And that is decidedly false. And I'm going to hit done. There's my question. When I fill out all my questions, I can't remember what the limit is. I know I've done at least 12 questions for one of these, so you know I have at least 12 for sure. I'm going to hit save, and that's the third item in my thing. So what does it look like to the students when you're done? To preview it, go back up to the first one, hit done editing, and this is exactly what the students are going to see. They're going to see there are 2 steps left. Here's my first thing. I hit the next button. History of California. I read the article. I hit next. Up pops that quiz question. Let me see. Oh, 1492. Oh, I got it wrong. But it doesn't stop me. It just tells me that I got it wrong. And then I go on to the next one. And this is my final quiz. Capital of California is Ulaanbaatar. Oh, that's false. And then I'm done. That's my last one. I hit submit test. I did. Didn't I? Great, congratulations, your score is 100%. I raised my hand, Mr. Fester comes over, records my 100%. My parents are so proud. Champagne falls from the heavens, velvet ropes part. There you go. So that's basically how to use MentorMob to create this like kind of self-directed lesson. It's a really great tool. I think you'll see that it's something that you can probably get a lot of, you'll probably get a lot of enjoyment out of, or be able to use in a lot of different ways. And those are the lights shutting off in my room. And that's the end of this. Please email me if you have any further questions.